all month we've been talking about dating and relationships. We've been talking about these three Hebrew words for love, ahava, raya, and dod, from the book of Song of Songs, this book in the Bible that's a collection of love letters between a lover and her beloved. And these three words acting like the three legs of a stool, and how healthy relationships are built on these three different aspects of love in equal measure. Ahava, raya, dod. Ahava being like commitment, faithfulness. Raya being like fun, friendship, joy. Dod being passion, the physical side of a relationship. And how healthy relationships are in a balance. So right when you start dating, they shouldn't all be like really long legs of a fully fledged stool. No, they should be short. It should be a really simple stool. And that as you date over time, you build a sturdier and sturdier stool built on solider and solider foundations and these three evenly length legs. And the truth is, when I was in high school, I didn't build a lot of relationships that way. When I was a junior and senior, I dated this girl who I really liked. And the truth is, there wasn't a lot of balance in the legs of the stool of that relationship. It was, if we're being honest, mostly just dod. I mean, I liked her. I didn't cheat on her or anything, but it didn't take long to look at our relationship and realize it was really being built on just one leg of that stool. And the truth is, when I'm really honest, it was mostly just me. That I was building a relationship that way. And I realized before long that while I wasn't cheating on her, I wasn't doing anything like that, or anything that anybody would have said out loud was hurting her, is that I was letting the dod leg of the stool get really long, but I wasn't committing to her any more than I had been. I wasn't finding more joy in our relationship, or going on better dates. Eventually, I even got to the point where I kind of talked myself into believing that whether it was her or somebody else, I was just looking to feel good. I wasn't giving back to a relationship. I wasn't growing any commitment, growing any love beyond just what was making me feel good. And the truth is, when we broke up, I realized that even if it wasn't just about that relationship, that what I was doing was I was practicing unhealthy, unbalanced relationships for my next relationship, and my next relationship, and my next relationship. So it wasn't just about this girl I was dating now, but it was about the kind of relationship I was practicing for the rest of my life. And so I was on a mission trip that summer before I went to college, and me and Jesus just started praying, and we had this talk, and I said, God, I don't think that this is the kind of man you want me to be in a relationship. This isn't the kind of relationship you want me to be a part of. I'm not loving anybody well doing this. And so me and God had this crazy deal. I said, God, if you teach me how to have healthy, balanced relationships, I'm not going to kiss anybody when I'm in college. No dod at all. I'm just going to build relationships on the right things. Respect, love, all those joy, all those good things. And here's what I realized. I realized that I was trying to take this really unhealthy thing and cut it out. And then I realized the relationships I was building in college, well, they weren't balanced either. They were missing something. They were missing that passion. You see, I tried to build some balance into my life, and in doing so, I took something that was a good idea, and I turned it into something that was unhealthy. Because relationships need all three of the stools, all three of the legs of the stool. And sometimes relationships are like that. We take good intentions and good ideas and they become unhealthy. Like when you really like being with someone, and then all of a sudden you realize that they're the only person you like being with. And you don't spend time with any of your other friends, and you get caught in this thing that was healthy, and now it's kind of toxic. Or you set a boundary and you get up to it, and then all of a sudden you start moving that boundary more and more and more. And this thing that was good becomes unhealthy. It gets out of balance. Sometimes healthy relationships become unhealthy because there's too much of it. But here's the other thing that I've learned in my life. That no relationship can ever fill the voids or the holes we feel in our lives. Like if you ever try to convince yourself that I need to find the right person and then I'll be happy, the truth is no one will ever fit that description. No one can ever fill that void of happiness in you. That's just not how relationships work. And so we might think, if I just find the right person, then I'll be happy. Or you look around and it seems like everybody else is dating someone, but you're not. And so you just want to fit in. So you'll date anybody, or you'll do things you wouldn't have done otherwise because you just want to feel like you belong, feel like you're wanted. We're made to feel that way. And yet when we try to fill that void with somebody else, that's when the good of relationships and connecting gets out of balance. And sometimes we just need to go back to remembering that the healthy relationships are built on 3 even legs of a stool. And when any of them are missing, or any of them get too far out in front of the others, that's not a stool that's going to last. And those aren't the relationships that we want to be practicing for the rest of our lives.